Hey guys, everyone likes to be updated and stuff on paranormal stuff that I've experienced, and I just wanted to tell you the story. This is an amazing story. It is by far my favorite paranormal thing I've ever experienced. It was amazing beyond belief. There aren't any words I can use to describe this. It didn't have to do with either of my dolls actually, so it was like 4 or 5 in the morning, 4 I think, and it was really dark out and it was like storming, and I wanted to use the Ouija board, but I was like afraid to because it was storming. But then all of a sudden I just felt so drawn to it, like I had to get out the board. So I got it out and I started and everything, and then so after like on like the third spirit or second spirit I got to come through, they said their name was Wallen, and they wrote out the word, like I asked how the spirit passed away, and they said CAR, and so I originally was like car wreck, so I was like, you died in a car wreck, and it said yes, but spirits, like, they can misspell things, and yeah, I've had lots of experience with misspellings, and you have to like ask if that's what they mean sometimes, but anyways, so, but like, in my mind, I was just sitting there thinking, cardiac arrest, cardiac arrest, cardiac arrest. Like, it's like I knew that's how the spirit passed away. So, anyways, after that, I decided to ask questions. I don't know what made me decide to ask these kind of questions, but I asked questions, like I said, like, I asked, like, if heaven is as nice as people say, and it said yes, and if he saw Jesus, and he said yes, and all this other stuff about heaven. And then I decided to ask how many guardian angels I have, and he said I have 6. I know 4 of their names now, but I'm only going to talk about one because that's what really got to me. The first one he mentioned, he wrote A-R-T, art, and my first instinct was, like, I'm pretty sure my dad's name was Arthur. And I was like, but I wasn't 100% positive because he passed away before I was born. And I was like, wow. And so eventually I ended the session and I came downstairs and I said, Mom, my grandpa's name was Arthur, wasn't it? And she said, yeah. And I said, because I was doing the Ouija board, and one of the spirits told me that one of my guardian angels' name was Art. And she said, that's what he went by. He didn't go by Arthur. He went by Art all the time. And I broke down in tears. It was crazy. And this gets even more crazy. So I sit down and we're talking, and she was like, so did you talk to your grandpa? And I said, no, it was someone named like Wallen or something like that. Wall something. I said, I think he misspelled it because I've never heard of the name Wallen, but it was like Walla. So I was assuming it'd be like it's probably Wallace or something. And she just like, her mouth dropped. And I was like, what? And she said, you had an Uncle Wally that passed away. And I was like, what? And she brings me out to the garage, and she opens up my dad's toolbox, and she pulls out like this wrench, and it's old and rusty, and you see the name Wally engraved into it. And I was shocked. My mom was so freaked out. And she was like, okay, if this is real, then go get the board. I want to try to talk to my grandpa. And I was like, alright. And so we did. We asked for him to come through, and he did. And she said, if this is really you, give me your initials. And he did it correctly. And then she said, if this is really you, then tell me the first initial of the stuffed animal you bought me. Like, what was it? And he put C, which was correct. It was a carrot. And then she said, put the first letter of the color of the stuffed animal, and he put O for orange. And by this time my mom was like, oh my god, no, you're moving this, there's no way. And then she realized that I had no idea about any of this stuff, and she said, what did you give my mom before you passed away? And he said car, which was correct. He gave my grandma a car because he said I won't have any money to give you anything. Like, I don't have any, like, expensive things or money or anything to give you before I die, but I do have this car and you can have it. And yeah. And, um, so yeah, it was just really, it was crazy. And then she said, and of course I was skeptical because I was like, Mom, like, spirits can pretend to be people they're not. But then this happened. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm empathic, which means I can feel other people's emotions. Like, I can literally feel them in me if I try, or like spirits come on stronger, so sometimes you just feel it. He, like, she said, I love you and I miss you so much, and he wrote miss you, and I just burst out into tears because I could feel how much he missed her and I could feel how much he loved her, and that feeling was overwhelming, and I immediately knew that that was him when he did that, and it was mind-blowing. My mom has been completely in, like, shock ever since it happened because she didn't believe in all this. She wasn't a believer, and then that totally made her a believer, and so her whole, like, perspective on life has changed now. So it was pretty crazy. And then we're gonna top this one off, okay? So I came down and I told my dad about everything, and then we said something like, and how did Uncle Wally die? And he said cardiac arrest, and I broke down crying again because I knew that's how the spirit passed away. Cardiac arrest. I knew it. It's just been a really crazy experience. I'm like, my energy is so drained, and it was amazing. I can't explain it any other way. So I just wanted to tell you guys this amazing experience that I had, and yeah. So thanks for watching, guys.